Hi and welcome to NRHA Inside Reining. We're coming to you from State Fair Park in Oklahoma City. It is the most exciting night in the sport of reining. The world's 30 best 3-year-olds, the top professional riders, all competing for the most coveted title in the world. Out of more than 400 horses, the top 30 are getting ready to ride back into NRHA Arena for a shot at the most coveted and historic title in reining. And $150,000 to the winner alone. There are veterans like Sean Flaherty, Reining's all-time leading rider, looking for a record-tying 6th Futurity Open Championship. 5 other former champions. And $5 million plus riders. But there are also 5 reiners in their very first Open final.
I've been thinking about this since I was like 15 years old.
It's amazing. It's a dream come true. You know, I've dreamt about it since I was a little kid.
I've been dreaming with this moment for a long time.
Even for the riders who've been here before, the thrill of the NRHA Futurity Final never dies.
I don't know, the heart's pumping.
We'll see the highlights, plus...
You be the judge!
And Dr. Joe Carter explains a disease that looks awful and could put your horse in quarantine, coming up in Your Horse Inside and Out, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim. That's all just ahead on NRHA Inside Reining.
It's as intricate as figure skating, as exciting as rodeo. It's reining, the hottest discipline in the horse world. From the early days when eager riders slid their horses wherever and whenever they could, reining has turned into a sophisticated international sport, taking the world by storm. Join us for the next half hour as we go behind the scenes to meet the people, places, and horses that make reining great. This is NRHA Inside Reining, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau.
It's a 2 prelim event with the top 30 composite scores plus ties making it to this clean slate final where every rider has an equal shot at the championship. In the first 10 horses in quick succession, 4 of the $1 million riders run into trouble. Sean Flaherty.
Sure did. She lost it on that first stop.
Andrea Fapani. Jordan Larson. And 2014 Congress champion Craig Smersall.
Probably they got me for a 2-point freeze up, and then when I zipped him out of there, he kind of took off, and then I picked him up and he slid, and so they probably got me for another 2-point. So it all just went to hell in a handbasket right there.
Problems also for Martin Larkham, who had the second highest composite in the prelims on board Snipolution by Einstein's Revolution and owned by XCX Ranch.
I had a big underspin there, that was probably a 1, and then he popped out a lead on a fast circle, so you know when you start getting a couple of penalties that kind of kills you.
But these horses are all just 3-year-olds after all, have been shown only a handful of times before they ride in under the lights in front of this boisterous OKC crowd.
When you get to Saturday night and asking them more than what they've ever been asked for in their life, it's you never really know what you're going to get.
Under the breech steps Eduardo Salgado of Argentina on Alberto Casasca's Murata's Shining by Shiner's Sonita, moving ahead of some of the champions he has looked up to all his life.
For me, my life is the Sean Flaherty, Andrea, Tim McQuay. For me, I'm really happy I'm here.
Just to be here with the big guys?
Yes.
Brazilian Franco Bertolani, now based in Aubrey, Texas, takes the lead on the very next horse, Tulsa Reining Classic Development Futurity Champion Checksmaster by NRHA $2 million sire, New Checks to Cash, and owned by Slide or Die LLC.
He still marked 19.5, it's not bad for the finals, but I think he can do more. And what I thought, if I drew a little bit late, could be better.
Franco Bertolani knows that 219.5 is unlikely to hold up long in this caliber of competition, and here's a rider who can certainly take the lead. NRHA $3 million rider and former champion of this event, Andrea Fapani, marked a 226 at the All-American Quarter Horse Congress Futurity a month earlier on board this second horse, Pine Sail Jack by Tinsel Jack and owned by Raul Leal. Andrea and Pine Sail Jack earn a 220 here in OKC, and that is enough to move into first. Abigail Mixon and Miss McDreamy, a mare by NRHA $2 million sire Magnum Chick Dream, owned by the Souther Family Partnership, will take home a paycheck from this Futurity final with a 217.5.
She was amazing. She scored great for me last night, and she really came out here today and put her whole heart into it for me.
What
did you like the best of it?
Honestly, just the way she felt. I mean, she was just there every step, and she was really nice.
I think you like this one.
I love her.
$3 million rider Craig Smersall has the maximum of 3 horses qualified for the final, and he has better luck now with the 218.5 on his second mount. Tim Anderson's FS Tari's Walla Whiz by Walla Walla Whiz out of the Hall of Fame mare Tari's Little Vintage. But Craig thinks this horse can do much more.
I think he's going to get better and better and better the older he gets. He's a little late maturing, and so I think he's going to get better and better his 4- and 5-year-old year.
2 other riders come away with a 218.5. Casey Deary on board Lynn Mafucci's Curly Mai by Chromed Out Mercedes, and Franco Bertolani on Cardinal Hill Training Center's Late Night Stopper by NRHA $2 million sire Jack's Electric Spark.
He slowed down good. He stayed with me all the time. Stop, turn. It was good. Could be like, I know he can be 1 turn and maybe 1 stop. Maybe he didn't today, but he's a good horse.
Gabriel Diano of Brazil is now headquartered in Purcell, Oklahoma, home of the NRHA Hall of Fame member and $6 million stallion Wimpy's Little Chick, the sire of this next horse, Wimpy Chick, owned by Talas Roca Bordignon. This is Gabriel's first Open final, and he comes in with one of the higher composite scores after marking a 218.5 and a 221.5 in the prelims.
I've been dreaming with this moment for a long, long time. Family, moving, country, all the support of my family, support of my customers, and this great horse that make me happy every time that I show him.
If happiness can come in the form of a score from the judges, this is it, a 224 and the lead for Gabriel Diano and Wimpy Chick.
Amazing, just I can say amazing. I mean, it's just I'm gonna dream. This is my dream, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy.
Gabriel Diano and Wimpy Chick climbed to the top of the Platinum Performance scoreboard with Andrea Fapani and Pinestail Jack in second and Franco Bertolani in third. Coming up, the top riders all have another horse to go. Former champion Jason Van Landingham and a couple of young riders who'd like to become champions are also warming up. We'll have more from the NRHA Futurity Open Championship in Oklahoma City still ahead.
This is NRHA Inside Reining, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau.
What is it that gives certain cities that certain something? In Oklahoma City, it's a whole lot of everything. We have thrills and we have chills. We were built on bold and we're never short on beautiful. For every kind of life and every kind of style. Because in Oklahoma City, it's always cool and it's always warm. Plan your visit to Oklahoma City today at visitokc.com.
Plenty of room to swing a rope.
Plenty of heart and plenty of hope.
Come sweeping down the plains.
And the waving wheat
Can sure smell sweet when
The wind comes in behind the rain.
Every night, my honey lemon die.
sit alone and talk.
Come on, drum home.
Making lazy circles in the sky.
We know we go to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when you say, we're only saying you're doing fine.
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, okay. L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma, okay.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Casey Deary of Weatherford, Texas is up next as we continue our inside reining coverage of the NRHA Open Futurity Championship from Oklahoma City, the most prestigious event in reining. Casey is riding Ark Gonna Spark Ya, son of NRHA Futurity champion Gonna Trash Ya out of Futurity finalist Sailing Spark. In the prelims, Casey marked a 2:18 and a 2:17 on this horse, owned by Raboni Reining Horses, but he's able to best that by a full 5.5 points here in the final, coming away with a 2:23.5 to take over second place behind Gabriel Diano and Wimpy Chick.
That was fantastic. He's a really, really great horse. He's a little bit greener than I'd like him to be coming here, but I'm just blessed to have a chance to have him. Super, super talented. Lots of stop, lots of turn. Been good for me the couple of times I've had him out this year, but I haven't been able to hold him as much as I'd like.
Now here's all-around hand Chris Dawson of Bernieville, Oklahoma. Chris is most often seen in National Rein Cow Horse competition, but he rides in NRHA and National Cutting Horse Association events as well. He qualified this daughter of Smart and Shiny out of big-time producer Tivio's Little Queen. In Rein Cow Horse events at this stage of a horse's training, they're still riding two-handed in the snaffle bit. Reining here at the NRHA Futurity requires a rider to use one hand only and have a horse completely neck reining.
When you got two hands and you can be there to help them a little bit, and them judges are a little more forgiving out here, shoot, you got to have your hand done. You got to have your act together a little bit. So it's a fun deal though. But I sure like, it's sure a fun crowd to come to. So
Chris and Shiny Little Queen get it done with a score of 219. That's exactly what Martin Larkham marks on his second horse, Christine Brazo's Hang 10 and Shine by Hang 10 Surprise, out of another great mare, Ebony Shines. Martin is an Australian based in Gordonville, Texas, who thinks both his finals horses have a lot bigger scores in them.
Well, for both these horses, I think they've still got a lot of scope, They'll get seasoned and a little tougher and grow up a little physically as well. And I think they'll go on to be open caliber horses, for sure.
Up next is Nathan Piper of Aubrey, Texas, who lays down a nice run and marks a 220.5 on board Independence Day Spook by NRHA $2 million sire Smart Spook and owned by John and Nancy Tagg.
We picked him up from Martin Mulestead as a 2-year-old, and he's just been a lot of fun to ride. He's
ready to go some more.
He wants to be in the camera. No, he's just can do all the parts and been easy to train. So.
Electric Snow is our next NRHA Futurity finalist. This son of Jack's Electric Spark, an NRHA $2 million sire out of NRHA Open finalist Snow Gun, is owned by Equine Plus and was reserve champion at the Congress Futurity under Jordan Larson.
He's just like riding a motorcycle. He's so fun to show. And it just feels like there's no bottom, so very, 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 very good horse.
But a penalty here in OKC keeps Electric Snow from taking the lead.
I believe he stepped out of lead slowing down to the right, or he actually would have been a 25.5.
So the 224 of Gabriel Diano and Wimpy Chick is still the score to beat. Up next is a rider who's going to try to do just that. Sean Flarida, NRHA Hall of Fame member, riding Shine and Spook by Smart Spook out of $400,000 plus producer Ebony Shines. Sean rode a brother of this horse, Shine Chick Shine, to an NRBC championship, and exactly 10 years ago rode this colt's sire to an NRHA Futurity Open Championship in this very arena. It was Sean's second Futurity win and one more step toward his personal goal of 7 Futurity titles to break the record of 6 Open wins by the legendary Bob Loomis. The crowd senses something historic happening as Sean's ride on Shine and Spook builds toward the finish and earns a score of 224.5 to give him the lead.
Feel like Smart Spook?
you know a lot, but there's Shine Chick Shines in there too. There's Mom, so I rode him. This got tons of heart. This horse is like that too, He goes to a horse show and he's like, oh my God, a new city, and he looks all over. And by the end of the week, he says, hey, I got this. Tons of confidence tonight. He just likes to do his job and he really likes to please you. And I called on him really hard tonight and he said, hey, I got this.
But Sean Flarida, who has slid in right at the end of this event to snatch the championship away from other riders in the past, knows it's not over yet. Still to ride are former champions Andrea Papani and Jordan Larson and defending champ Jason Van Landingham. The big finish coming up.
Now, your horse inside and out with Dr. Joe Carter, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim.
Vesicular stomatitis is a disease that you hear talked about frequently if you're trying to move horses interstate or internationally. Vesicular stomatitis is transmitted by a little biting gnat or fly, sand flies, and what they do is they transmit this disease from horse to horse. Cattle can get it, goats, sheep, other animals can get it as well. It's fairly a mild disease in horses. It produces something like a little blister, vesicular stomatitis. Stomatitis means mouth inflammation, vesicular meaning like a blister, so they get little blisters in their mouths. And so what they'll do is they'll, not want to eat, they'll have some salivation. They basically get over the disease on themselves. And why it's a big deal is because these are the exact same presenting signs of a very bad disease called foot and mouth disease. Now, vesicular stomatitis, many of our friends in Texas and in Canada were burdened when horses were confirmed positive in Texas with vesicular stomatitis, and there became a 21-day quarantine period. Horses were having trouble getting to some of the big rodeos like at Calgary or the big cuttings and reinings in Canada from Texas because of these restrictions where these horses had to be quarantined for 21 days and then tested for the presence of this virus. So it's a disease that we see frequently in the summertime because it's transmitted by flies. We frequently see it in the mountain states such as Colorado and New Mexico. It's very rarely in states outside of that area. And it's just a disease that we want to keep our fingers on. It does affect the transport of horses internationally and from state to state. And I'm Dr. Joe Carter with Your Horse Inside and Out.
Your Horse Inside and Out with Dr. Joe Carter is sponsored by Behringer Ingelheim, makers of Viterra. Before making any decisions about your horse's health, be sure to consult your veterinarian. This is NRHA Inside Reining, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's easy to provide the most current protection with the full Viterra line of vaccines. Viterra provides choices with a range of combinations that protects against up to 8 diseases in one convenient vaccine, including trusted West Nile virus. With Viterra Gold and Viterra Gold Plus VEE, you can be confident knowing your horse's vaccines are convenient, using cutting-edge technology, and they include the Ohio 2003 influenza strain and the 2005 West Nile virus horse isolate. Contact your veterinarian to see which Viterra vaccines fit your horse.
Your horse's stomach can be affected by physical activity and stress, such as intense training, travel, an illness, or a new environment. Platinum Performance supplements were developed in veterinary practice with all aspects of horse health in mind, including gastrointestinal health. Platinum Gastric Support contains ingredients that help maintain the integrity of your horse's digestive tract by supporting normal amounts of gastric acid and encouraging cell regeneration. This formula also contains a daily probiotic for healthy digestion. Call a Platinum advisor or visit us online today.
Learn from NRHA professionals in the Inside Reining Training Secrets video series, now offering Volume 8 on DVD or by direct download. Casey Hinton on preparing your horse for the lead change. Jordan Larson on the importance of the backup. Pete Kyle on how to build confidence in the downward transition. Nick Valentine on show prep for the turnaround, as well as show prep for a run-in pattern by Ollie Galligan. And Jesse Chase on improving communication during the rundown. Buy multiple DVDs and save, or download directly to all your devices at InsideReining.com. Sean Flaherty, in his now legendary green shirt, is poised to tie the record of 6 Open Futurity Championships on board Shinin' Spook. The son of Smart Spook, the stallion Sean rode to his second Futurity Championship 10 years ago, right here in Oklahoma City. Gabrielle Diano is in second on board Wimpy Chick, and in third, Casey Deary and Ark Gonna Spark Ya. Welcome back to Inside Reining coverage of the NRHA Futurity Open Championship. $3 million rider Andrea Fapani has one final chance now at taking the lead and a 4th NRHA Futurity Championship, riding a daughter of the NRHA's all-time leading sire, Topsail Wiz, Rancho Oso Rio's Wizzin' for Checks. Andrea marked a 222.5 on this mare in the first prelim, a 216 in the second. Here in the final, 222.
So I bought her about halfway through this year, and she's been easy. We showed her, and she was second in Vegas at the high roller. She was in the top 5 at the Congress, and hopefully she'll do good here. But she's been easy. She's one of those that kind of train themselves. They're easy.
You don't want to tell people that. This is a really hard job.
They make you look good.
Jason Van Landingham of Whitesboro, Texas, is this year's defending champion. The horse he's qualified for the final is actually a non-pro horse owned by Andre Lazan, who couldn't be here to compete.
He's had a dear friend of his that's been battling cancer. And so he said, I'm not going to leave my friend's side until, as long as she was sick. And so he gave the horse to me to go show. His friend passed away this last week. And, it's just, it's a blessing to be here.
A 222.5 will tie Jason for fourth with Jordan Larson and Electric Snow. The final horse of Craig Smersall of Overbrook, Oklahoma, also has an interesting backstory.
He's just been a cool little horse all year long. I had to give him some time off. We had to remove a splint, so he missed 5 months in summer. So to only be back riding his horse for 3 or 4 weeks now that just goes to show you how big a heart he's got.
Top Shine Whiz and Craig Smersall earn a 220, which leaves just one rider, Jordan Larson, who is out in the arena as we interview Craig. During the Congress Futurity, Craig had his winning run while Jordan was doing an interview with us, but the tables turned this time around as Jordan and HDC Quarter Horses Arc Gonna Be a Big Star by Gonna Trash Ya out of the greatest performance mare in reining history, Wimpy's Little Chick, fire up the crowd and earn a 224.5 to tie Sean Florida and Shine and Spook.
I turned around as fast as I've ever turned in my life and shut off on the dime. But that was the fastest spins in my life. It was awesome. And that thing takes the biggest step. It's so hard to control it. And it took me all year to teach me how to turn around. I just should have spent more time running and stopping. So.
Reiners consider themselves a family, and here's an example of why. Jordan Larson credits Sean Florida's brother Mike with ironing out some kinks in his winning horse.
I've been having trouble getting him to run straight and stop. And Mike Florida went out of his way to come out and bail me out. He fixed my horse single-handedly, taught me how to do it in a couple days.
Sean and Jordan were also U.S. teammates at the recent World Equestrian Games. They opt not to do a runoff, but to share the championship and spare their horses an additional run.
Sean showed the parents and was futurity champion on both parents, and I have the utmost respect for him. And, to tie with somebody like him is just phenomenal. And these horses are just so played out. There's just no way we could go in there and do justice to them, I don't think, right now. And we both agreed that, and I think that that's the best thing for the horses. And I think that everybody wins this way, so it's good.
He looked at me, said, I'm tired. I said, I'm tired too. I said, let's go share the money and go have Christmas.
Congratulations, this makes 6.
Yes, it's been, I've been blessed to have great horses. I've been blessed to have great owners, and I can't thank the people that's been around me to help me get where I'm at enough.
It's a goal of yours, right?
This is part of it.
For the owners, Rick Clark, a 20-year veteran of reining and the NRHA's new president, as well as HDC Quarter Horses, Argentines who consider the NRHA Futurity the best 10 days of the year, it is just a dream come true.
A futurity champion, it's so exciting. Actually, this is the first one I've always rode horses for me in a non-pro. A year ago, I told Sean, I said, I want to get a big-time horse, and it's the first one I had in the Open Finals, so it was very exciting. It's awesome.
And we came from a place where our futurity has 12 horses. And this is a dream come true.
With Brazilian Gabriel Diano winning the Level 2 and 3 championships, the award ceremony takes on an international flair.
Their enthusiasm is so infectious. It's so fun to see the joy that they tackle this all with. Us Americans get a little bit too intense sometimes about our reining, but they bring the fun, and we need it. We enjoy it. We appreciate it.
We can throw a hat now and then.
We can throw a hat. That's right. No hats have been harmed in the filming of this production.
Now it's time to play
You Be the Judge!
An NRHA game that allows you to test your judging skills against the professionals. How would you score this maneuver? Find out what the judges say in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Heike Dusterhoff.
And I'm Oliver Dusterhoff. We're the owners of Continental Saddlery.
You guys have seen us at shows, a lot of you already ride our saddles, and a few of you have never heard of us. So why should you consider getting a Continental saddle? Because our saddles are comfortable, they fit great, they're affordable, they're still handmade at our shop in Alabama, and I'd say their looks don't hurt either.
So come check us out at continentalsaddlery.com or try one of our non-obligation demo saddles and experience the Continental difference, and you be the judge.
Learn from NRHA professionals in the Inside Reining Training Secrets video series, now offering Volume 8 on DVD or by direct download. Casey Hinton on preparing your horse for the lead change. Jordan Larson on the importance of the backup. Pete Kyle on how to build confidence in the downward transition. Nick Valentine on show prep for the turnaround, as well as show prep for a run-in pattern by Ollie Galligan. And Jesse Chase on improving communication during the rundown. Buy multiple DVDs and save, or download directly to all your devices at InsideReining.com.
Now, here's how the NRHA Judging Committee scores the maneuver.
So how'd you do? Were you as good a judge as you thought you were? I'm Jody Brainerd with the NRHA Judges Committee. Let's take another look.
This horse is very good around the end, again staying between the bridle reins. Absolutely straight, good acceleration, good stop, good backup, plus half.
To learn more about NRHA judging standards, go to InsideReining.com. Thanks for playing
You Be the Judge!
Coming up in the weeks ahead on Inside Reining, the NRHA Futurity Non-Pro Championship, the NRHA Futurity 10 and Under Short Stirrups, the $75,000 added NRHA Championship Shootout, Para Reining, Rookie of the Year, and more.